Hey, everybody. How are you? I see we have 4 people already. That's awesome. Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for jumping on this evening. I have to admit, I'm, I'm nervous again. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Keep the chat going tonight. That's always so much fun. Hey, Chris. Hi, L&D. Yes, I will. I will try to breathe. I don't know why I'm being nervous tonight. Maybe it's all the energy I've been processing. Who even knows? So, so tonight I wanted to do a couple things. The first one is I want to find out. Hi, Anna. I wanted to find out how you guys are doing. These energies have been nuts the last couple days, and as I have been telling a few people, I literally have sat in the bathtub for like days on end for the most part. I shouldn't say literally. I have almost literally sat in the bathtub for days on end. Hey, Flex, how are you? Oh, thanks, Jody. This is Isis. So how are you guys? And I'm just sort of wondering, like, how things have been going. What kind of revelations you've had? What kind of issues you've been working through? Just super curious about that because I'll tell you, I feel like my big job during this time has been transmuting energy. Like I have been dead as a doornail for a while. It's actually lifted in the last maybe 2 or 3 days or so. Hi HMC. Hi Carla. So I'm doing a lot better. I'm fine tuning a lot of healing stuff too. Like I had to go back to an inner child place today and um, just kind of really visualize the way that I would love that inner child if she were my human child in front of me. You know what I mean? It's like we don't treat ourselves all the time with the loving care that we would give to other people. And so I have been working on doing that kind of thing. Hey, Bridget. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your bunny. I just freaking love rabbits. I just love them. They're very sweet. And I didn't realize that until I started an animal rescue and we started rescuing rabbits. And we noted, like, I just found out, and I don't know why this was like not obvious, but they just have the most awesome personalities and they're just super. So I'm sorry to hear that, Bridget. Hey, Anazanka. Good to see you. Chris, lots of revelations from my twin flame who is not yet currently with me. Okay, that's good. That is good. So today is a 333 day. So that's a pretty powerful day. I just realized that earlier because it's March. The 2 and the 1 reduced to 3, and then 2019 should reduce to 3, right? I'm working it out in my head. Yes, it does. Okay. That was sad. That was sad. Flex says, I've been having to tap into inner reserves of energy to keep pushing. Yes, Flex, I am with you. I have absolutely been dead. I am mostly mentally exhausted these days. Oh my gosh. That's right. It's 8:33 here and it's 0:33 where you are. That's cool. Hey, Amy. Nice to see you. um, 133. Awesome. We're on the 33 path tonight. And for me, I feel like that is like a really powerful number for breakthroughs and really intense insights, which it seems like we're all getting. Hey, traveler. Oh, thanks. um, and I was just really feeling this potent ability to renew our energy and to really merge with that higher self and source creator, which, so you create that trinity of the threes. Um, so to me, it just is so, whenever you involve source energy, it's such a powerful time. So that means that manifestations, everything is really pumped up right now. And on top of the full moon, on top of the equinox, like these last 3 days or so have been like powerhouses. And ironically, as I was just saying, I guess it's been the last 3 days that I've kind of regained my footing because the week before that, I was like dead. I was like transmuting everybody's energy. I was like, I don't even know whose feelings I was getting, but there were like mad feelings going on. So I am much better now and glad to hear that you guys have been working on stuff too. I get the feeling that, there is a general energy that we're kind of working through some general themes, but it's also very personalized depending on what it is that you yourself are working through at this time. So, thank you, Jody. Yes, I am feeling better. I'm going to start with just an energy check-in for the collective right now. Let's just start there and see where this takes us. All right, Queen of Wands. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like a little bit regenerated. I feel like massive manifestation power, creative power. I actually did a session today, and I was guided to start using my tuning forks, which I haven't touched in years, and clear her that way. And then I got this idea that I should start doing these things and um, involve my artistic skills, so I could do energy sessions involving and like lay out a huge piece of some kind of material and do the work while doing the energy work and the creative work. I know it sounds probably nuts right now, but I swear to God, once I flesh it out, it's going to be amazing. So anyway, Queen of Wands, creative energy, manifestation power, um, empowerment. This is just like a really, really, really potent and powerful card. And here we have, I was just wondering, I associate Hathor with this particular headdress, but I have seen Isis in it before. So maybe we've got Isis with us tonight with the necklace and this card. Oh, good, Anazenka. I'm glad that that is working and that you're following that advice. That's great. Anna, that's fine. Anna says she's still new to trying to communicate with her higher self. It takes some time. I do have a meditation from long ago, several months ago, actually almost a year ago, about connecting to and bringing your higher self down. So you might want to look that up on my channel. Amy Schooner, tuning forks. I was looking at them today. Awesome. Yeah, I have the Soma Energetics ones, but there are all kinds of different ones. HMC says, you are so right. For me personally, it was about reconnecting with parts of me that I was neglecting. Yes, everybody's personal. Yeah, that's like the key is you have to apply what I say or what other readers say or what other healers say and apply it to your life. Because it's going to be different for everybody. So I've got the Page of Coins here and the Ace of Coins coming up. So this is like two ways of saying brand new beginning in the physical world. I was really feeling that shift today. Like, I mean, physically I feel better, right? But this reading is not for me, it's for the collective. So I feel like all of us kind of opened up that door to this new beginning. Now, granted, it is the beginning of the spring season. This is when new growth happens in all ways, whether it's, the start of the astrological year, it's the start of the spring season and the new plants and the animals are coming up now. But, spiritually and emotionally, it's like we've all been able to have a reset via so many different clearing energies. And they're saying something about the grounding created by those energies, which is funny because sometimes I feel like they unground me, but it's almost like this time they provided a more stabilizing and grounding force, which I think might have come up in another reading at some point. So that's coming out here. I'm trying to see what else is going on. Some of you are getting new offers or new beginnings. These are both cards of new beginnings or an offer or something like that. This one's a really big one. This one's a really small one. So it's like we're getting the gamut. Okay, so we're getting a lot of small beginnings and large beginnings. Big cycles starting, smaller cycles starting is what I just heard. Some things coming out is like almost like gifts, for your work. And so if you woke up this morning or anytime recently or even tomorrow feeling like, it's a brand new day, it really is. Like that's the kind of energy that's coming through right now. Some people are, this to me, if you probably can't see this, but it's almost like a centaur coming out of a zebra and it's almost like directing the way. And I feel like this is for people who maybe have not claimed their power in the past, and here they are beginning to claim their power. And so to me, this feels like awakening to one's true potential. So there are a lot of you who are awakening to new gifts and feeling new potential, your true potential. There could be people who don't even realize how gifted they are. I feel that that's very true, that they're on the brink of realizing that they're much more gifted than they ever thought. And this is like a divine gift. I mean, I don't even know why I'm feeling this. And if I think I'm trying to think about my life and what resonates with me. And I think there are probably some things, although I do tend to tune my own life out while I'm doing your collective reading so that I don't read for myself, but I also like to be able to like relate to it so that I can better explain it. But I do just feel like I'm on new ground, like my feet are firmly planted on new ground. Okay, let's see what else is coming out here. All right, let's see what else goes with that. Oh my gosh. Okay. I knew there was going to be something else because the Two of Swords popped out and I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going there. But it came out with Death and Judgment, which makes total sense because I feel like this is definitely not the energy we're in. This is the energy we're coming out of. And it was like this super stagnant, like kind of frozen energy where we're like waiting to see what was coming in. People are waiting to make decisions. They're teetering on the edge. They know they have to do some stuff. I was definitely in this energy a little bit a couple of weeks ago where I was like, there were certain things that I knew I needed to do. I didn't freaking want to do them. I was tired. I had some fear, that kind of stuff. I know, Jody, I'm so freaking tired of this card. I swear I will throw the cards if the Two of Pentacles comes up too. Hey, Anna, how are you? So we've got Judgment and Death though, and that to me is like the change has come. Like this is breaking through all this stuff, and the end of this kind of stalemate energy. Okay. I feel that these are both about transformation. If you look at them, this is the Death card, which is literally by definition about transformation. And then you have the skeleton here, which represents physical death, the transitioning from physical life into spiritual life. And here you have the snake, which for me is always about transformation because it sheds its skin. It gives itself new life over and over again in its lifetime. Madeline, I love it. So here we are. We've transformed this like stalemate, this dead ass energy. We're out of this. We've moved into that full moon. So this is something we left behind. How long ago would this moon phase have been? I would say maybe to get to the full moon from there is what, like a little less than a week. So let's say we left this a little less than a week ago. And hey, Stephanie, how are you? So I feel like everybody is really like this is an important time for being able to take that step forward. So this is your gift. This transformation is your gift, at least for most of us. But I feel like there are things showing up in the physical world that are relate to these transformative things that are going on inside. As you know, the inner world or the outer world will reflect your inner world. And so this happening for you inside is going to reflect this for you outside. All right. So screw this Two of Swords. Don't ever come back. Lana, you had some heavy energy today. That's totally cool. You're going to move through it because it just kind of passes with everybody in its own time. So just know that it's gonna move. It's gonna move through for you. Let's see what else is coming up here for the energy collective or the energy check-in for the collective. Aaron, yes, I completely agree with that. I thought I was going to die a few days ago. Like literally, I just was like, no, I can't even function. Ooh. All right. If you guys are feeling like you're going to pop, if you feel like, it's still the heavy energy, that's because I'm seeing that there's still like a balancing going on within your physical body. It's almost like between your mental body, um, your emotional body, and your physical body. They're all like kind of balancing out. It's almost like I'm seeing the energy passing between all of them, trying to incorporate more and more light coming in. Okay, so it's a balancing process. So um, it doesn't matter, whether you did this a week ago or 3 days ago, or you're going through it now. This is just the process, and I get the feeling that just has to do with like your life cycle, your physical body, and like what it can take right now. Depending on your lifestyle and what you can, your level of exhaustion or whatever. So I just feel like the universe is, while it feels tough on you, it's actually a gift. It's actually about balancing. It's actually about transmuting the dense energies that you've been holding within you for probably since birth within your physical body. Of course, we've been releasing over and over and over again for a long time. Um, but but right now, again, with this, there's the sun showing up in the background, and I'm just like getting that feeling of those solar flares that are coming out. I don't know if you saw on National Geographic, they were talking about how restless our sun has been. And so, like, even if you don't want to listen to all of us, like new agey, like, I don't know, whatever woo woo people, National Geographic is freaking talking about it. All right, so that's my like watermark for being legit. If you're National Geographic, you're legit. So anyway, they're even talking about how restless our sun is, and it's just pelting our bodies with all kinds of different uh, plasma rays and causing changes on all levels. Okay, so you're still just with the white and the black irises here. That's also feeling like transformation to me. It's feeling like balancing, and it's feeling like transforming from the dark to the light, from the light to the dark. Okay, and it feels like integration of light and dark. So just know that you are going through that process. You will have to, you do have to do some conscious work with that. You do have to say, look into your dark spaces and bring the light to it. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about, for me anyway, in my perspective, it's about integrating the two so that they are both the equal and balanced halves of the whole. Okay. So some people might disagree with me on that, but that's how I see it. And so with the light and the dark here, that feels very balanced. It feels very integrated. And that to me is what temperance is about. That and um, the alchemy of the physical with the spirit, or the higher self with the body, or however you want to look at it. um Afra, I will pull some cards at the end for personal questions. If you want to, just if I don't remember to look at that, which I probably won't, you can go ahead and ask again after I start pulling for personals. Okay, let's see. Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins. As I was shuffling this, I was reading how HMC said once you realize pain is a gift, you'll see things differently. And so I feel like, it's not even just about pleasure and pain. It's like every situation is neither positive or negative to me. It's all a gift. It all brings you something. It all brings you learning. It all brings value. Um, and that's kind of what I'm feeling through the Queen of Pentacles right now, is just that this has such immense value, uh, and it allows us to come into contact with our own self-value, and that self-value is what is paramount to being able to, what are the words they're using? It's like, if you want to interact and have that value reflected back to you, right? With people and situations and, jobs and missions or whatever that reflect your values, then you need to be aware of how you need to value yourself, and you need to be aware of where within yourself those values um, reside. And by values, I don't mean like the political sense of values. That's like barf. But this is about this is really about loving yourself first. I mean, that's what it comes down to, um, for me. Anybody who has questions, save them for the end. Okay, we're just doing collective stuff right now. Let's see. Meditative. Yes, the traveler is talking about meditation. It is super, super, super. I find it very effective. It's extremely effective. Um, and there's no right or wrong way really to do it. If you're having trouble keeping your mind quiet, then keep your mind focused on something specific. There are meditation apps that you can download if you're new to it. I'll lose myself for like 3 hours in meditation. I'll end up channeling. I'll go all kinds of places. I'll meet all kinds of like, you know, um, I don't know, whatever they are. It depends on what your definition is, whether they're deities or angels or just, figments of my mind. I am all over the place when I go into meditation. And so that's my meditation, is more like channeling and astral travel. Whereas other people really like to shut their minds off. Okay. So either way is fine, but it does really help you. And just remember to ground yourself afterwards. That's another message from this card, is grounding and being able to ground yourself and making sure that you ground yourself to kind of help you move through this process. Okay. My next question was, what changes should we expect? What kind of changes should we expect? Should I pull another deck? I'm going to keep going with this one. What kind of changes should we realistically expect from the changes? What changes will we see in our lives because of what we're going through right now? What changes can we as a collective expect in our lives because of what we're going through right now? Okay. We should expect it to be different. We should expect to have an entirely different, basically all the old stuff, all the stuff that wasn't working, all the things that we knew we didn't want. As long as you put the work in, and it does take some work to remove some of this stuff. Okay, a real desire and a real choice to say, I'm not going to do this anymore. Okay, it doesn't just happen for you, but the energies are extremely, extremely supportive to you doing that at this time. And so you just want to be able to say that I choose a different way. I choose to release X, Y, and Z. And that's getting released right now, as long as that is your intention. Okay. You can expect to feel a little bit ungrounded and unrest for a little bit with the Five of Wands coming up. This to me is like some internal energetic movement, some stuff getting moved out. So when I'm feeling into it, I'm feeling like this may be 3 to 5 weeks of just things readjusting in your life. Okay. This should not be scary. This is like when you shake up a bottle of, I don't know, mud or rocks or silt or something like that, and then it takes some time to settle. But you skim off the really gross crap in the meantime. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the shakeup. It's going to take some time to settle, but when you do, the movement forward is really profound, is really intense and profound. Again, with the black and the white here, that balance, that yin and yang kind of feeling. Trying to see what else. You might find too that there are certain people and situations that you're no longer resonating with. We have talked about this so many times, but I feel like this is a new level of that, and maybe some of us, because we're obviously aware, we're on this channel, you're looking for information. There are going to be other people as well who maybe have not been as aware, and certain shit is just not going to resonate with them anymore, and they're not going to understand all the time. I mean, they might awaken at this time. This is also awakening for me. But I do feel like there is a good chance that's there are going to be people who are going through some difficult times and they don't really understand what's going on, but they're going to be led to this knowledge, this truth, in the same way that we all were at some point. You know what I mean? Um, this really feels like a very large collective energy. Like I do feel like this is awakening. I feel like there are people who have not been to that place yet, are going to start going there. Okay. So be aware of that with people around you. Like, we all have friends and family members who just don't have a clue. Well, they're getting a clue. They're definitely getting a clue. So be compassionate about that and know that they're taking some huge and possibly scary steps forward. Okay. All right. What other changes should we be expecting? 8 of Swords coming out with the Chariot here. People who have been tied up and not felt capable of moving forward because of their own fears or their own doubts in themselves are going to begin to feel that empowerment to do it. They might have a bit of a struggle, like between what they want and what they think they're capable of doing, or the fear of moving forward, the fear of changing things, whether it's like, you've been at a job for 20 years and it's no longer resonating with you, or you're freaking sick of working for, companies that pollute the environment, or whatever it is, and they've felt stuck there because of finances or because of whatever. This is their opportunity to move forward. And this could be you also. But for right now, I feel like for some reason that a lot of this does have to do with maybe some new initiates. But this is us also, because I'm definitely interacting with some of this energy myself. Queen of Swords coming up. There's that truth bomb coming in, that really like gentle. This to me right now feels like intuition, even though this is a weird card for intuition, but it feels like that gentle, persistent, but no bullshit voice that you have in your head. So when you hear that, that's your true intuition. And it's time to think about and be guided by that. Okay. That's how you get out of this kind of energy of being afraid, and, move forward in whatever way. So whatever it is that's been scaring you and tying you up mentally, or other people, doesn't have to be you necessarily. This is the energy you want to embody right now, is this like this no nonsense, but very compassionate, kind, loving energy. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Jackie, that's great to hear. Jackie says her daughter has always been aware, but now she is awake and she's so happy. So yeah, that's happening for so many people right now. Which is amazing. Yeah, Lana, we're still going. What other changes should the collective expect as a result of everything we've just gone through? Also, I want to ask you, please hit like on this video if you haven't already. It helps people to see us and find us. Hi, Kimchi. Kimchi Bay. Love it. It helps this video be seen if you hit like, so please hit like. All right. The Fool and the Hanged Man. That's so funny because like sometimes I get stories and other times I get like where you came from and where you're going. And this to me is like out of out of the stagnancy into the new beginning. Obviously, that's a super, super like simple interpretation of this energy, but that was what immediately presented itself. I also feel like these are both cards of like a new perspective. Both of them are a new perspective. One is like completely starting over, and the other one is looking at it from another angle. And it's almost like we've all been dumped on our heads to start over again, which is cool with me. I definitely feel like I have this new stuff coming in, but at the same time, I am struggling to believe in the possibility that some of the things that have been held up could possibly be happening. I've been getting this voice all day, right? And I just like have been struggling to actually accept and believe that. So I also feel like that's a message coming through, is the acceptance of this positive change. Okay. And these things are positive. They might come out at times like this with the Tower and the Five of Wands, which is just like this force of upheaval and this force of drastic change. And it almost like creates all of this like competing energy within you, where you like want to hold on to something because it's all you know, but you also know it's not good for you anymore. And so you have to let it go. So hi, Unical. I love that name. And so, you know, it might come through like this for some people, and that's okay. Does anybody have any questions for the collective, just the collective, not personal questions, please, that I can add to our reading? LND, I agree. I really love the Tower card because I hate stagnancy. Like that comes in and that just like knocks you on your ass. And I need that sometimes. I am totally down with that. Picking up all these cards. Questions for the collective? Anyone? How can we further collect to the higher self right now? Okay. Or how can we, did I say collect? I meant connect. How can we further connect to the higher self right now? I'm going to go with these oracle cards. How can we further connect to the higher self right now? Aaron. I'll ask. Who knows what will come out? Aaron wants to know when we're going to start levitating. I actually had a weird ass, like, I don't know, meditation vision of levitating earlier. So that's sort of weird that you mentioned that. Okay, how can we better connect to the higher self right now? Oh, you have these, Lana? I love these cards. They're gorgeous. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I think Aaron was joking, but then like we're all like, yeah, totally. Woo. Okay, a lot came out, but this is the one that came up face up, and that's intuition. And you know, that's funny, and I put the card away, but my higher self, when it talks to me, it's like that Queen of Swords energy when it comes in, and it's just that compassionate, kind, but no bullshit voice. And so I feel like, you know, if you can identify that voice for yourself, that's your higher self communicating with you. And I feel like that there's this love connection between me and my higher self, and that makes like a huge difference to me when really pulling that down into my body, and I will literally like feel that energy flow into my heart space. It's my opinion that it already resides within our physical body. We just need to unlock it and notice it and see it there, right? And it, for me, it's like around the area of the heart chakra, maybe another dimension, maybe a, maybe behind it. Oh, and here's the other card that came out face up, is awakening. So that's almost like this, we need to awaken to it. We need to be aware of and accept that it's already there. We simply need to communicate with it, feel it, hear it, see it, and allow it to show itself, and accept the fact that it is indeed there. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that this is like the indication that you already know, you already have it, you're already in connection. It's that we, not you, but we may be filtering a lot of it out. And for me, it's that Queen of Swords voice. That's when I know, you know, what it is. Let me see what else comes out. How can we better connect to our higher selves? Flex, is that making sense? Something just go up. Okay. This to me feels like, again, with it already being there, like the picture is already complete, is what they're saying. The picture is complete, which to me means all the pieces are in there. It's a matter of stopping, of ceasing the battle, of assuming that we are not whole. Okay, if that makes some sense. So I've got the 10 of Cups with the 7 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. So this is the whole picture is there, and this is ceasing the battle of the assumption that we are not already whole. Nice. Thanks, Jody, for handling that. People are nuts. And so you are already whole. It's there. It's just a matter of like allowing the intuition and the acknowledgement of it being there. And I feel like on some level, maybe not specifically you, Flex, but just in general, some people almost don't feel like worthy to have that kind of guidance, but every one of us has it. Every one of us has a higher self that they that they connect to, and has internal innate wisdom that they don't need somebody like me to uncover for you. You know what I mean? It's a matter of hearing that voice, allowing that voice, and trusting that voice. Okay. All right. What's next here? Which element is most imbalanced in the collective field? That's an interesting question. Let me see what comes out for that. Oh, I'm not. I will still ask Aaron about the about levitating. Let's see. Which element is most imbalanced in the collective field? I don't know if this is a dick move on the part of the tarot, but it says the world. So actually, you know what? I get the feeling that this kind of means that really things are kind of balancing out. Like, look at the immense balance that this person doing these mudras has here. And the world is really a culmination of the closing of a cycle, and it's a victorious culmination. It's like the natural end of something, or the victorious end of something, the closing of the circle, with a circle which is completely balanced, a completely balanced entity. So I feel like that's what it's saying. We're getting balanced, you guys. This is like crazy. Will the collective present itself to humanity for a greater understanding process? Will the collective present itself to humanity for a greater understanding process? Traveler, I'm not sure I understand your question. Maybe can you put it in again? The world is a Cancer sun. Yes, like me. Let's see. Is this the final purge? I'm hearing no. Sorry. Let's just see what the cards have to say. Is this the final purge? Lana, will more light workers awaken when the truth becomes more mainstream? Yeah, I'm hearing yes already. This is interesting. Okay, so Goddess Awakened asked, "Is this the final purge?" And we get the 10 of Wands. I still am hearing no, but I feel like this is like this is a big one, and we are like releasing a whole lot of stuff because like at the 10 of Wands, that's when you drop all this crap and you just put it down. You're like can't anymore. So I feel like this is a really major one. It's probably the end of a certain cycle of purging or releasing or whatever. I don't know why I can't deal with that word. But I do feel like this is a big one and it is a very significant one. All right. Lucid Vibe said, this reading is so accurate, giving me so much encouragement. Crazy how in sync this all is. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that it is and that it's meaningful for you. Yeah, Aaron, I agree. Always purges, always growth. Like, you know, we're always going to be continuing to grow, and there's always something more to learn, always another way to grow. It's just, it's honestly an amazing process. One which I've come to really love and appreciate because it's never a dead end. It never is. Will we transcend this political drama? I just want peace and unity. Can we look forward to humanity coming together in peace and love, not a false move? CR user, I so agree with that. Will we transcend this political drama? Will we transcend this political drama? Millie, we were talking about it's a 333 day, and we started, and it was like the 33 minute when we started. Okay. Will we transcend this political drama? Yeah. Queen of Cups coming up. This is all about compassion. And I believe that it's saying we will through this is kind of my card for one day when my guides came through like freaking directly in my ears saying that I needed to hold joy, love, and compassion. And that was going to get me through a specific situation I was going through at the time. And it dealt with a lot of conflict. And I feel like that's the key to all these conflicts is going to be personally within yourself, holding joy, love, and compassion. And then as you do that, if you've ever heard of the 100th monkey effect, it's like as soon as the collective gets to a certain point, then there's a tipping point and the rest of the population begins to hold those energies as well. Okay, so thanks, Aaron. I just read. Sorry, I'm so dorky. I can't even help myself. So to me, this is the 100th monkey effect. This is if you hold love, joy, and compassion, and I hold love, joy, and compassion, and the whole collective starts to hold love, joy, and compassion, you know, even all the douchebags down the street who don't know anything about love, joy, and compassion, it's going to start cracking into their, like, their consciousness. They're not going to be able to ignore it. It's going to be the dominant energetic force, you know? So that's a positive. That's a huge positive. All right, how long have we been going here? This is okay, we're at 45 minutes. All right, let's see. Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you. Y'all the best. Let's is Afro Princess still on here, or is she, man? All right, Goddess Awaken, let's go ahead and do your question, because you probably sent it through before I stopped there. Is Divine Masculine really waking up with every growth of Divine Masculine experiences? My personal opinion is yes, but let's see what the card... oh, thanks, Anazanka. Let's see what the cards say about Divine Masculine really waking up with all the divine, every time the Divine Feminine heals. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So yes. To me, what this feels like is every time you make the choice to surrender with love, okay? And this is not kicking and screaming. This is surrender with love. This is lay down your burdens. Then see how there's mirrored images there? There's the woman, and then there's her shadow here. Then all those that you mirror are receiving a benefit, okay? All those are leveling up to a degree, right? With the this is the 9 of coins, the 9 of pentacles, which is all about achievement. It's all about like becoming stable and growth of it's all about reaching goals, short-term goals. In a lot of cases, it is physical world stuff, but this comes up, I find, a lot of times for those who are working toward any kind of goal, okay? And so I do feel this mirror effect that when this, you know, feminine is reaching and making her, hitting her mark, that the twin, the shadow, is also doing the same thing, okay? It might be in a different way, okay? Because here's a shadow. It's not an exact replica. It just is in a mirror image. You know what I mean? So like, so we can't look for them to, the way that it works in an interesting way. I feel like if you are, gosh, how am I going to explain this? It's a more intuitive mirroring, okay? It's can be an exact mirroring, but it's a little more intuitive. I feel like they're going to go through an equal but sometimes slightly different process to get the same result. But there is an aspect of it that's very mirrored, okay? And so the answer to your question is yes. When you do surrender this, make the choice to surrender, they do receive that as well. All right, we're going to start with a few personals. All right, Afra. My name is Afra 10 Marsh. I want to know if Omar 25 February will marry in the future. We are together for almost 4 years, and I want to know if he will be my husband. All right, so cards will tell you the general trend of things. You have free will, he has free will. You guys could both mess this up tomorrow. I mean, I don't want to put it that way. I don't want to be negative about it, but I just want to say that what I say is not necessarily 100% locked in. Like, everybody has free will and choices. So I want to put that out there first. But I will ask if there is a long-term partnership in the future or a marriage. Get one of these. Okay. All right. So you've got the Queen of Swords with the Two of Coins and a card that says centering. And so I really feel like, first of all, I feel like it is somewhat up in the air right now. And I feel like the reason for that is that there's a need to really directly communicate about certain issues that might be coming up or might be sort of surrounding your relationship. So that's going to be very important. There might be some emotional upheaval going on either with you or the other person. And so if that's the case, if the emotional upheaval has to do with what it is that you need to talk about, you're going to need to communicate about that, because right now it's like you're going back and forth. Nobody's really sure if it's the right thing. So I think that the real answer to your question, and this is what's so frustrating about tarot, is it will answer the question that it needs to answer for you. Okay, it won't always give you the answer you want to hear. Is that there is an important conversation to be had, and it might surround emotional scattering. It might surround emotional pain. It might surround emotional reactions to things. And I'm feeling somebody may be a bit imbalanced emotionally. Okay. And that might be a part of this going back and forth, difficulty in deciding. All right. This Queen of Swords does tell me that that communication is necessary and essential, and that it could get you to a better place. Okay. All right. So that's what I've got for you. Let's see what else is up here. Okay, HMC, I'm guided to do more meditation, but as far as income goes, I have to be patient but moved and in an authentic way, a way I can clearly best do that and assist others. So you're asking about a job, are you? Hopefully I will be able to see your response. All right. Whew. Okay, Four of Cups popped first. Career direction. Okay, so whatever you were doing, it's got to be something that you really love. Okay, it can't be something. It's not going to work for you to just go and get a job that makes money. But it sounds like you already know that. King of Coins and Four of Coins. So this to me feels like a manager of something. I don't know if you are able, or if that's something that you have. I don't know if that's something you have experience in, but the King of Coins with the Four of Coins makes me feel either like managing, or, oh my God, Aaron, I forgot. And also maybe like doing something with distributing funds or managing funds or helping people I tend to be able to lead people. Okay, good. This card here on its positive end always feels like a manager or somebody who is really good at managing money. And so I don't know if this is about, helping people to um, better manage their finances or creating some kind of business where you're able to assist those who don't have finances. Something, I'm really feeling something in the realm of public service that has to do with you assisting, you managing finances in some way or assisting people to manage their resources, something like that. Okay. I do get that you're not going to want to go to just a job for a job, which, you already know, um, that will bore you to death. So whatever that's worth, I hope that's helpful. All right, Erin, when will we be levitating? Come on, Tarot. When are we going to be levitating? Erin needs to know. You're welcome, HMC. Ooh, I don't know. That felt like it was going to come out. All right, the moon came out. My first thought here was this was the tarot being like, you are a crazy ass. But I also kind of feel like this is that, you'll never know until it's in the future, it's hidden in the future. So it's really a cop out via the tarot. Let me see what else wants to come. When will we be levitating? Well, that's weird. All of HMC's cards just came back out. So I don't know if that was poor shuffling or maybe HMC is creating some kind of levitating. I don't even know. I think this was probably just bad shuffling, but let me just peek. 10 of Cups. Interesting. I do get the feeling that there's some kind of message here about whatever you believe is possible could be possible. And like the need to banish those thoughts of inability or banish those thoughts of like Aaron. It's almost like going from the 4 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. There's this like duality of this is totally like negative thought patterns, and this is like the positive your dreams have come true. So I just feel like there's this sense of anything, whether it's levitation or anything else. The message here is about grounding yourself in and applying yourself and banishing those thoughts of inability to do something. It really is about like truly believing in what it is that you desire or want. So there is a greater message here than just levitation. Okay, I hope that's helpful, even though that was totally nuts. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Arena, you did finally catch me. Good to see you. Goddess Awaken, what is my life path? What will bring abundance and fulfillment? Goddess Awaken, what is her life path? Goddess Awaken, what is her life path? Goddess Awaken. Weekend. What is her life path? Lordy. So I don't know if you help people or couples maybe. Um, I almost get a counseling vibe here. I have the Two of Swords with the Seven of Swords. So for me, that feels a little bit like breaking through hidden barriers within people. And then we have the Two of Cups with the Sun. So it almost feels like it almost feels like couples therapy or something like that. Um, that's kind of what I'm getting from this. But I do get this vibe of assisting people to break through certain barriers. Um, and okay, we're at 1 hour. My last question is going to be Amy. That's it's question about needing a general card. Okay, so Nicole and Jody, if you could let people know if they ask any after Amy, that's going to be my last one. Okay. Goddess Awakened. I don't know if this is making any sense to you, but that is my general feeling. I feel like you're helping them push through some kind of relationship boundaries, or maybe you're like sorry, I was reading the chat. I shouldn't do that while I'm reading cards. It almost conflict mediation is something. It's something like that. Goddess Awakened. Can you tell me if that is resonating with you at all, or if that makes any sense to you? Because that's kind of how it's coming through. All right. Okay. Let's see what's next here. Oh, you do counseling. Perfect. I love that. The Traveler, I have contacted 3 people. Will I have success with one of them in getting to my goal? He had success in getting to his goal. You've got the Star, so something's going to work out in your highest and best good. What that is, I don't really know. Sometimes the Star leads you to a place you never imagined you were going. So I do think that there is hope, that there's positivity. The Star is very far away, and there's a lot of darkness between here and there. And so sometimes I feel like there's a winding road there. And that your goals might change a little in the process, but that doesn't necessarily mean that. I'm just kind of getting that from this card right now. But I do feel like you will be able to achieve something, whatever you decide your goal eventually is, even if it changes a little on you. Okay. Hope that is helpful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. GS Daughter 777. Hi, Emily. Can I trust my husband, David? Okay. I am going to pull a card for you, but I do often say if you need to ask me if you can trust them, then there may be an issue there. But let's just see what the cards have to say. I also want to be very clear that, this is like I'm pulling cards, I'm doing what I can, but I would hate to have you make a major decision, obviously, based on a tarot card reading, but I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. So I've got the Four of Cups coming up here. I do feel like, there's potentially like just a disconnect between you guys. And so my main advice would be to have a more direct discussion about whatever's going on, because there is definitely an emotional disconnect happening. Okay. This is not really talking about trust, but the tarot is like that. The tarot likes to, give you advice for your highest and best good, and not just like, tell you things like, you can't trust a person, because maybe this is something that you need to go through in order to learn an important lesson, or in order to strengthen your relationship, or in order to decide to take a different approach with your relationship, or to move away from it altogether. Like, there are so many possibilities here, but to me, this feels so much like there's a disconnect, and it needs to be addressed one-on-one. Okay. That may not be the answer you were looking for, but I do hope that it is somewhat helpful. Okay. Anazenka, would there be any message from my highest self or spirit guides for me now? Okay. A message for Anazenka, please. I feel like you're coming into a lot greater empowerment and stability within your home and family life, Anazenka. I remember you told me a little bit, but this is definitely like the home or family feeling, and this feels like empowerment to me. It might even be like, I don't know if you're in a position to be moving out or getting a new home or moving into a new place, something like that. But it is it's an accomplishment, whatever it is. It feels like an actual home or apartment or something like that. And it feels like a time of greater empowerment coming up for you. So be sure that you're tapping into your inner wisdom and your inner strength in order to deal with issues that are coming up within your home. And whether that in itself creates a new home environment for you, where you actually choose to empower yourself to leave and go to another place, then both could be valid. But I'm really feeling like there's this sense of intense empowerment regarding your home situation. Okay. Hope that is helpful. Let's see. Amy, I just need a general card, I think, if you have time. All right, a general card for Amy. Whew. Amy, stuff is moving in the right direction. However your week was, you've got the Chariot with the sun, and so that is just pushing you toward this. I'm hearing right now enlightenment, so you probably were dealing with some issues of ascension or awakening and stuff like that that start to come in, and so you can feel physically ill. You can feel like really, you can feel depression. You can feel lots of old issues coming up. You can be revisiting old battles, either mentally or emotionally or energetically. All those things can be happening during this time, but the end result is you are clearing that stuff in order to be in this sun energy of contentment. Okay, so you are going that direction. It's an important time for you to be traveling that way. So do know that this is actually a good thing. I'm not sure what was going on this week, but it may be pulling up triggers for you that you will have to think about and address and ask yourself, what does this really mean to me? Why is this happening? What is this showing me? That's what I always like to ask when some shit happens where I'm like, this is awful. Like, what is this showing me about myself, about my situation, or whatever? And there's a clear intention here to move you to this place, which is positive, the sun. There's nothing negative about this card, all right? Unless you want to go to ego, but I'm not reading ego out of this, okay? I'm reading healing, fulfillment, positivity, happiness, okay? Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Was my last question. I just love all you guys, and I'm so glad you joined. This is so much fun. Again, I am trying to make this a weekly thing, so look for me next Thursday evening. Don't forget to like this video and share it as soon as I process it and have it and put it up on my page. And I will see all of you guys next week. I hope so. Okay. All right. Bye.